Shema Bo Roha Yokadisho Hadalobo Sharir Amin, the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God forever and ever. Amin. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Brich Safra. May God bless you and bless all of us, bless your family and be with you and protect you. We thank Him again this morning that He brought all of us to His home to participate in the prayer, to receive His body and His blood, and also to pray for all the things that we received last week. Maybe we had problem, we had hard time, maybe we had some issues bothering us. So the church is the best place. Like one of the fathers, he said the church is a hospital. So when we go to the hospital, we expect to be pain-free. So also we come to the church where Jesus is here among us and with us, and He will take all our worries, all our problems, and He will put it in His cross, and He will give us an estate. He will give us forgiveness and comfort, and He will give us peace in our heart. So that's why we always thank Him, and we always ask Him to be with us, because He said that every 2 or 3 people will gather in my name, I will be in the midst of them. I will be with them. So we believe He is with us right now. And also we believe that He is the King of the peace, because the Bible talks a lot of times about Jesus as Prince of Peace, the King of the peace in this world. If we want to see what is actually the word opposite of the peace, we can see a lot of form. Maybe the war, fights. But I think between each other as people, as families, as social life, opposite of the peace would be actually the anger. So that's why when the Bible called Jesus that He is a Prince of Peace, He want to tell us something very important. That if we have anger in our heart toward each other especially, and sometimes toward ourselves, the Bible encourages us and telling us, just have peace in your heart. Have Jesus in your heart, and you will see the peace coming to your mind and to your life. That's why today the reading, it was actually very important, and it touched a lot of people's heart. When Jesus was talking about the anger, and He said at the beginning, He said, you heard in the past, in the Old, which is the Old Testament, that you shall not murder. We know all. Do not murder it's not, one of the 10 commandments. But Jesus, we know that He is the image of the perfection. He came to us. He want to tell us what is the perfect commandments. Do not kill. It doesn't make you a holy person. So actually Jesus here in this teaching, and especially in Matthew, the beginning, which is 4, 5, 6, we call the Sermon on Mount. Actually, this teaching may be the most valuable teaching in the whole earth. So He's giving us the real teaching of this problem. We know when people, they get angry, they kill, they hurt each other. So Jesus, He want to tell us what it means that do not actually commit murder. And He said, let me tell you what it means exactly in the time of the grace, in the time of the New Testament. He said, whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in a danger of judgment. Which is, if you are angry with your brother, you should not kill him to be actually murdered. If you are angry at him, according to the New Testament, you're also murdered. And He continues saying, and whoever says to his brother, Raka is a Syriac word. If even you say stupid, if you say he does not understand with bad intention, even if you say that, the Bible says you shall be in danger of the council. And also he continue, he say, and whoever say you fall shall be in danger of hellfire. So actually here, Jesus is hiring the bar of how to deal with each other as a Christian. We think sometimes if we don't curse, we are good people. If I don't kill physically, like we see sometimes on the TV, those terrorists, how they kill innocent people, we feel so sorry when we look to those people, they shed their blood. But actually there is something in the New Testament. You don't have to kill someone physically, to cut, to behead, to be killer. But if you call your brother fool or raka, or you get mad or angry at him, also in the New Testament you consider to be actually murder. This is very hard teaching. Since we are human, a lot of time, Abuna, you don't know what my brother did with me. You don't know what my sister she did. You don't know what those people they did to me. You don't know how much I'm hurt. So we give excuses to ourselves. And what happens when we get angry actually? We begin to scream, we begin to curse, we begin to say all the bad things would come out of our heart. I was reading a story the other day. It said that a wise man, he was walking with his disciples, and they were sitting, and he was giving his disciples, his student, one of the wisdom teaching. Then all of a sudden, they heard two people from far. They were fighting, and they were screaming and shouting to each other. So this wise man, he said to his student, he said, why do you think those people, they scream? Why they shout out to each other? Why that happened? So one of them, he said, maybe because they are angry at each other. He said, okay, whatever more. And everyone, he began to give an excuse. But no one gave really why those people, they were screaming and shouting. Then the wise man, he said something. He said, let me tell you something. When we get angry at each other, when we get mad at each other, what happened really, the distance between our hearts, it will grow. So the more we get mad, the more we get angry, the more the distance and the space between our heart, it will grow, increase this distance. So what happened actually if you want to cry someone out and he's very far? You have to scream, you have to shout out so in order to hear you. So also, when two people, they get angry from each other and they get mad from each other, they begin to scream. Actually, you have to understand that from that point, the distance between their heart, which should produce a love to each other, they lose that connection, so they begin to scream and they begin to curse, to say bad things. And the more actually we allow the evil one to come between me and my brother, who actually is mad at me or I'm mad at him, the more the distance will grow, and the more I will be mad, and the more I will actually feel or see very hard to go back to him. If we want to know how this happened, just remember or see if two people, they love each other. They speak they whispering. They talk very calm. They don't need anybody to know about them. They talk in very, very unique words. And if they are in love too much, even if they look to each other, they will understand each other. Even the language, no need for it. They will understand their emotion just by looking to each other. You know why? Because unlike those two people who were angry, the distance between their heart was growing. The two people who are in love, the distance will be very, very little, maybe to one point that their heart is one. And this is what supposedly happened between the husband and wife. If she look at him, I remember, and all you remember, my mom, she said, I know what she wants. She doesn't need to tell me anything. You know why? Because we are in love. I love my mom. She look at me, I know what she needs. And the husband and wife, the same thing. So I think the anger is a very bad factor that brings distance between people's heart. So that's why people, they shout and they scream when they are angry at each other. But the Bible telling us something very important. Because we know that anger is something bad. By the way, the anger, a lot of fathers of the church, they consider the anger is a sin. Of course, there is a good anger. When somebody is angry at something bad happened, your son, your brother, doing something not supposedly to do, you get angry. Why you do this? You should not. You are a good person. So this is good cause. This is good reason to get anger. I can call this kind of anger, I can call it zeal. When somebody, he is actually zealous. He has zeal. So my brother, my sister, my wife, my family, they don't do something bad. So my anger, at that time, we can call it holy anger. Like Jesus, when sometime he entered to the temple and he saw people there, they exchange money, they sell animals, and he was so angry at them. But his anger was actually zeal. And he said, my house, my Father's house, is the house of a prayer. And you turn it like a marketplace. But the anger that I'm talking about, the anger that came because we have hate in our heart. So that's why we should understand the Bible, what the Bible says about the anger. So I will read a couple verses and I will try to explain it to each other to understand what the Bible says about it. He said in the book of James, and I encourage you, by the way, to go read this book. It's a very short book, so you can read it in 10 minutes. So the Bible said in book of James, my dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. So like you are in the class and the teacher is saying, I'm going to say something very important for the test. So you write whatever note he would say, you will write it because something very important. So here also Jesus he says something very important. He said, take note of this. What is this? He said, everyone shall be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to become angry, and because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Because when we get angry, we will never ever actually produce the righteousness of God. How does happen? Because when we are angry, we will curse. When we are angry, we will make wrong decisions. When we are angry, maybe I will say something I never said. I will say, I will never ever talk to you. This actually will never produce a righteousness of God, because God's desire is not to be angry to each other, but actually to have love and peace between each other. And also continue the Bible saying in Ephesians, letter of Ephesians, when St. Paul said, in your anger do not sin. Which is, if you get angry, try to we are human, we have emotion. I'm not telling you to be like this world. You have to express actually this emotion, but be a very wise person, because the Bible says in the book of Paramus, a gentle answer turns away wrath. A lot of time we see people, they fight, and there is someone there, he is a very wise person. He knows how not to turn that anger, that wrath to big fight. So we all actually appreciate that person. And he is like a mediator, he is like a peacemaker. And the Bible says, blessed are those who are the peacemaker. So try to be peacemaker in your family. Try to be peacemaker with your friends. The life around us is very tough. We face everyday bad things. But at the same time, your salvation, it's worth to sacrifice for. You have to understand, if you are angry, you will lose your temper, and then you will make bad things, And then your dignity will not allow you to go back to say, I'm sorry. So we need to be very wise. We need to be very gentle. So that's why here the Bible says, a gentle answer turn away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up an anger. What does that mean? Which is when you are nice, you try to, even Jesus, he was very nice. You know, when they were judging Jesus, and in his way to the cross, he did not open his mouth. This is really a big lesson to us. Even Jesus, he was innocent. He did nothing wrong. He did not hurt anybody. But the Bible says that Jesus, nobody heard his voice, which is he was screaming on the streets. But he was very calm, very gentle. And he made everybody to love him. So that's why the book of Ephesians continues saying, do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. I remember two couples, one time they were telling me something, I really like that. They say, Abuna, we made a decision from day when we get married. We say, no matter what, how much the problem in the home, how much we will face problem, we will never ever say goodnight to each other with anger. No matter what is actually the problem. And I think those couple, they taught me something very important. That the peace in the home should come from both sides. To make decision, I will never make my actually partner, my spouse, angry no matter what. Through your dignity, through your honor, and just look what Jesus did when he was going to be crucified. They were spitting on him. They were cursing him. And they did all bad things to him, but at the same time, he asked the Father to forgive them. Why? Because he wasn't angry from inside. He knows that if he will be angry, they will be destroyed. So the same thing, we should be very, very wise people and not allow the sun to go down while we are angry to each other. And then continue Paul saying, and do not give the evil a foothold or a place or a chance in your life. Don't allow the evil one, please, to take a place in your heart. No matter what your brother, your sister, your friend, your son did to you, don't lose, please, your eternity for whatever reason. Your destiny, where you're going to spend your life, it's more important than anything in this earth. So what should I do? A lot of people, Abuna, I cannot control my anger. You know why? Because in my heart, in my mind, I decide not actually to hold my horses. I decide if anybody will attack me, I will kill him back. But if I pray every day and I ask, please Lord, give me a heart full of peace, like your heart. If you work hard on yourself, you will be able actually to hold your horses when something actually happen around you. Again, I will just end up where I began when I was talking about why people actually are screaming when they have a problem, when they are angry at each other, because the distance between their hearts is growing. I think the peacemaker person, the person who has Jesus in his heart, he can build bridges above of these two hearts. One of the classes that I'm taking in the school, the teacher was telling us a history of America. And he said something that one time a bishop came from Europe and he was arrived to New York. But he had an appointment here in New Jersey. But because the weather, they couldn't cross, New York, it's like an island for us. So he couldn't cross to New Jersey because the boats, they weren't able actually to see or to cross the Hudson River because at that time there was no bridge yet. And they lost a lot of people at that time, because the problem that was actually at that time, they had special person to come, and he did not arrive because the weather and because there was no bridge between New Jersey and New York. Now it takes us maybe how many? Couple minutes if there is no traffic to cross George Washington Bridge. So please be that person who build bridges between yourself, between your heart, and between others, and between people who are mad at each other. Don't please allow the sun to go down on your anger, because you don't know if you will wake up. You don't know if this is maybe the last opportunity for you. I don't know if I mentioned that story or not, but it really has very good place to talk about it. When I was in DC serving our church over there, we have the first Monday of the Holy Lent, we call it Shukon, which is forgiveness. Usually, according to our church rites, we do special prayer, and in this prayer, everybody asks from everybody Shukon, which is forgiveness. Because if you want God to turn His face and to look to your fast and prayers, you have first to actually let all those people that you are mad with to forgive them, and ask them to forgive you if you have done something wrong against them. So we did that prayer on Sunday, because on Monday nobody would come. So after we finished the liturgy, I asked everybody, after we did the prayer of Shukhono, everybody to come next to me, like we do actually after the liturgy, stand here. And everybody, he came to me, he was standing next to me, until we all were in the church. Everybody saying hello to everybody, asking forgiveness from everybody, and ask God to forgive him at the same time. While we were doing all these prayers and rite and ritual, there was a man, he wasn't that old, but he was crying like a baby, and asking shukon or forgiveness from everybody while he hugged the whole church, and he was crying. Some people, they were laughing, mocking fun of him. What's wrong with him? And we were all asking shukon, but by the way, we all actually also got touched because that person. We felt like he was asking shukon, forgiveness, with tears, not only asking by mouth. Next day morning, his son called me and said, Abuna, my brother passed away last night. So I don't know what to tell him. Then he said, Abuna, no, don't say anything. I'm very happy for my father, because he received communion yesterday, and after the prayer of Shokono, we don't know why. He said, even me, I was surprised. Why my father doing like this? But he said, now I know. I think the Holy Spirit drive him not to allow the sun to go down on his anger. So please, if there is anybody mad at you and you don't know how to do it, you can ask somebody who has maybe authority or old person or somebody that the other one you are mad with or angry at to come between you and rebuild these bridges among each other. Please don't allow the sun to go down on your anger. All you need to clean your heart, ask God to forgive you, and then you make steps, stretch your hand, and then God, He will take the rest of the responsibility. So I encourage you, please, if you really, or your desire to go to heaven one day, you have to do something very important. To throw the anger out of your heart and to reconcile with everybody that you are mad or angry with, and then you will be able one time, Jesus, to hear His voice telling you, when you were praying the Lord's Prayer, saying, forgive me our trespasses as I forgive those who trespass against me, then Jesus, He will say, you are truly my son, because you did this commandment, and also you leave everything. You let all the anger goes out of your heart. then I will give you also the same way that you forgive others. So I ask you please now, while we are going to stand up and to say the prayer of confession, to ask God to give us strength, power, touch of His Holy Spirit, so we will be able to throw the anger from our heart and also to have a peace instead in our heart, so we can hear His voice calling us, you good servant. You were faithful to my commandment, I will be faithful to you and take you to my kingdom, to eternal life. May God bless you all with the prayer of ever Virgin Mary, with the prayer of More Afraid, and the prayer of the whole saint, Bishmo Dabo, Dabro, Udrohel Hadisho, Halalo Shariro. Amen.